Hey, good morning, brother man. Hey, look, I'm sitting here watching your video again. The meters you're looking at right there now on X32 mix, those represent your input gains with a true meter. Right there on mixing station, I have no clue. I don't know why David did this. It's not a standard in the industry. There, it is your actual input gain. There, everybody says those meters are for your fader position, and that's absolutely 100% incorrect, according to the comments that are left in the mixing station user group on Facebook. And that's where I'm at over here. Okay. So I'm looking through here, and I did a search, and everybody's asking the same thing. As said, the scale in MS is for the fader. Well, that makes no sense. Again, this has nothing to do with the industry. The meter has no scale. In channel settings, the meter does have a scale which shows a negative 18 dBFS on the first yellow, and that is correct. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down and jump into X32 Edit, M32 Edit, and Mixing Station Pro for the PC. And then we're going to look at this same applications on the iPad using X32 Mix, M32 Mix, and Mixing Station. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump on down to X32 Edit. And here we go. So what I've done is I have come into X32 Edit through the rack using calibrated sine waves through Reaper, and as you can see, everything here is set to Unity. Okay, the trim is at Unity, the channel faders are at Unity, the master over here, it is at Unity. And that's what these meters are showing. They're showing that negative 18 input. So if I come up here to this one and I increase this by 2 dBs, you're going to see the meter go up. Let me just put it up here. Get it as close as I can. I can type that in. There we go. So there's our trim now. As you can see, the input meter there is showing just a little bit over negative 15. And if we come over here, then we are at the, see, trim is at 0. And then our output, our input is just a little bit high. That's something I did in Reaper. We'll get it a little bit closer. Now, if you notice over here on the master output meter, it's showing the negative 10, and that's because we're summing these two channels. As soon as I mute one of these channels, you'll see that instantly goes down. So from there, let's go ahead and go into M32 Edit. And here we are, we have the same readings. Okay, same thing over here. All of these represent your input signal, your gain input. This is just from the preamp into the channel. Again, if we mute it, we're going to see over on the right exactly what we want. And then here with the buses, I've sent both of these to the mix bus 1 at Unity. If we come up here and we look at our meters, as you can see now, we're up there around that negative 11. Same thing over on this meter. If we go to our ins and outs, you'll see how the mix bus and the master. Again, if I mute this, then these levels drop back down. All of this is due to summing these channels together. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at Mixing Station Pro. And here we go. Okay, if you look over here now, like I said, these scales right here, I have no idea what they're for. To me, they can't be for fader position. It makes no sense. But those are definitely the input meters right there. Okay, so if I come over here and I come to the channel 1, 440 hertz, and I drop that trim down, as you can see, it comes straight down with it. If I pat it down to negative 18 dBs, then you'll see on that scale right there, it is showing around a negative 21, maybe a negative 22. But again, it doesn't line up. If we look at the actual input now, if we come to this channel, and we look over here to the right, as you can see, this scale now on the right-hand side shows your input gain, but only on the channel view. So if I bring this trim back up to 0, where we at right here, trim, 0 right here, then you'll see we're at that negative 18 again. Okay? So again, I have no idea why David put this scale up here on these faders. To me, they're absolutely worthless. Okay? Okay, so here we are in the iPad X32 mix. If we come up to our channel setting here in the home, we can now see our input meters coming up on channels 1 and 2. And keep in mind now that it's all pre-fader. You can't be post-fader coming from your inputs into your channels. When this signal is coming in, it's coming in through the preamps, regardless of what the input is. And then it's going straight to these input meters, and that's why you see the difference right here from channel 1. Let me take the solo off there, to channel 2. As you can see here on channel 1, we're up there around that probably negative 15. And then over on channel 2, we're up there at that negative 18. Now, if we come over here to our meters here, you'll see where we're just getting into the yellow on channel 1. And of course, over here on the mix bus and the main outputs and the monitor, we're showing to where these two channels are subbed together. If we come over here to the main, left and right, as you can see right there, that we are now around that, just a little bit, maybe around a negative 11. And let's go back to the channels. And if I mute this channel and come back up to the mains, you'll see where we've dropped back down to that negative 18. Okay, so this is a true representation of the X32 mix with the channel coming in through the X32 rack mixer. So let's go ahead and let's look at M32 mix. And here we are on the meters now. We're showing the exact same thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into the channel 1 using X32 edit on my computer. And if I take this now, watch the meter over here on channel 1. And as you can see, when I raise the input gain up, I'm now clipping. Okay, and that's exactly what it's showing me there. If I bring it down and I pad it all the way down, so I'm at a negative 18 dBs there, and as you can see, the meter over here on the left is putting me down to where this is basically a useless signal. So let's go ahead and bring this back up to unity. And there we go. Okay, so again, this is representing the input gain coming into the X32 rack. So let's go ahead and open up Mixing Station now. And here we are with Mixing Station. It's going to reconnect. And then again, here are the scales next to these faders. And that's what it is. It's a scale. It's not a meter. And again, I don't really know why David designed it like this, but I'm sure he has his reasons. Okay, so we're going to take channel 1 again, and we're going to increase the trim, I should say, because it's coming from the card, and we're going to bring it up to where that just tries to get to that 0 right there. And that's pretty close. So what I've done is I've added 2 dBs of trim from this signal. And now on the X32 edit, this is going to show us that it's coming in around a negative 15, negative 16 dBs. And here it's showing a 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch back over to X32 edit. Or I apologize, X32 mix. And there we go. That is what our meter is now showing. You can see up here on the channels 1 through 8. It's showing me now with 2 yellows. Same thing with the mix buses. Same thing with the mains. Okay, now we're up there around that negative 10. Okay. And now just for a little bonus here, this is the new app that Behringer is trying to design right now. This is what it looks like here on the channels 1 and 2. Well, let's click done on that. Home, effects, show meters. None of this other stuff is working, guys. The meters are working. There's the color coded here. You see again the input, the -18, the clip. These are true representations of the gain inputs. Okay? And you're just not going to find that when you're using Mixing Station. Unless somebody can come up here with a better explanation and tell me why, that you want to see a scale instead of a meter, I'm just not buying into it. All right? Take care. God bless. And we are out of here.